I am a Legion. It's a continuation of that Army Day. Well, I'm calling Army Days 3 the Power of Movies, but it's some stuff I forgot about when I was doing Army Days 2. Yeah, it was a real weird transition, like the last month before coming to the Army, uh, before going into the Army and my life at home. I was renting movies. I'd rent crazy movies. We had like a video caster, and then we'd go. It could hook up to one VCR, and then it could broadcast to another TV. And then I'd play it down there, and I'd watch it upstairs in the living room. I watched some crazy movies like Night of the Bloody Transplant, which is like a cheesy movie, like a melodrama, basically just surrounded by open heart footage, open heart surgery footage. The real crazy movie from the early '70s, Asylum of Salem, the same thing, real low budget. Great grindhouse movies like Microwave Massacre, that was a great movie. Uh, Basket Case, stuff like that. I remember like a couple of days before going to, also before going to the first day in the reception station, the very first time I went to Pittsburgh, for the physical stuff, we used to watch City TV and they had Rock and Roll High School in there. I remember seeing that too. I remember that before going the very first time to the reception station in Pittsburgh. Anyways, like the few days before, right before I went in the Army, I remember I was with my mom and she took me to Cinema World, I think it was, and we went and saw Flowers in the Attic. That was V.W. Andrews' book or something like that. It was a pretty good movie. And then we went to our grandmother's and they said bye to my dad came pick me up. And we left. And then that Monday morning, because I had to go Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday morning. And that's why I left to go back to Pittsburgh. Well, to go to Holiday Inn and then Wednesday went to Pittsburgh. Well, anyways, Monday, I came over work and then we went to Uncle Charlie's. And I had, I think it was a Charlie burger and French fry and curly fries. I remember my dad had a thing of curly fries in his jacket. We snuck it into the Village Cinema. That used to be in Edinburgh, and then unfortunately it's no longer. They got rid of a lot of movie theaters when at Tinseltown, the big multiplex came in. The place in Edinburgh was cool. It was a dollar theater. It wasn't at the time. It was just a regular run, first run theater. And we watched the Teen Wolf 2, which was an awesome movie. That's back when Jason Bateman was really popular. He's came back in popularity now, but he was gone for a while. And his sister was real popular from Family Ties, and then after Family Ties, I don't know what happened to her. But Teen Wolf 2 was, if you remember the first Teen Wolf movie, the second one was about boxing, and Michael J. Fox that starred Jason Bateman played the character of the Teen Wolf, which was really good. And Teen Wolf, those movies have nothing to do with the MTV thing. I think that's more like a Twilight thing. Well, I was really nervous. I remember seeing that before coming in the Army. And then when I got home, during the 15 days of Christmas vacation we had, I rented, a Hellraiser, I rented Hellraiser, Easy Money, and Witchboard. I remember seeing those all one night. I think around New Year's Eve or something like that. That was cool. And then I remember the very first movie I bought with my Army money was a Burt Reynolds movie called from Samuel Fuller called Shark. I think Troma owns that now. That's not a bad movie. And the beginning of the movie features real shark attack footage of some stunt cameraman that was in the movie. Let me try to think. So that's the way with movies went. And then after I left basic training, I went right to Fort Gordon, Georgia. And like some of these stories I said on that most underappreciated movie, but I can't remember which ones they were, so I'll probably repeat myself somewhat. That's alright. I remember we had something called Phase 4, the first 2 weeks of AIT, which was training in Fort Gordon. We were pretty much restricted to post. You weren't allowed to really do anything, and then I helped out the drill sergeants by doing a 12-hour guard duty, well, 12-hour CQ duty or assistant CQ. I was helping out the drill sergeants. I remember watching Headbangers Ball with Drill Sergeant Franklin. He's not into that at all. Some guy was watching, and we were watching the break. I remember I told Sergeant Franklin I like that song from Megadeth Anarchy in the UK, and I think he shook his head. But I like that video. That was from the So Far So Good So What album by Megadeth. Anyways, he said that we'd be able to get off phase 4 early the next day. After that, well, at first we went to sleep, and I got up, I got my civilian clothes on, went to Burger King. That was first. Burger King was like the prize place to eat in Fort Detrick and stuff like that. The Whoppers were awesome, and double Whoppers too, and large fries. And then after that, after I was done eating there, I went straight to the movies. I saw Eddie Murphy's Raw. I'll never forget how much I liked that. And just a sort of sense of freedom after being off phase 4. It was almost 2 weeks. I left a couple of days early, you know. And after that, I go to the movie theaters all the time. They used to have, like on Friday nights, they'd have 3 movies play back to back at the Signal movie theater. And then if you had like a Friday off, you could go see, or Saturday they had 3 movies back to back also. And then they had an afternoon movie on Saturday, so you go see the afternoon movie, and then you go see 3 movies back to back. I remember the back to back movies I saw was like Leonard Part 6, which I liked. Everyone else hated it. I liked it. Witch of the Eastwick and Prince of Darkness. Those were all cool movies. And the other time I did back to back, it was, I can't remember. It was Life and Times of Jimmy and Death Wish 4 and something else. I can't remember what it was. I do remember those. Those were good. No, I think I saw Serpent in the Rainbow, then Night and Life of Jimmy Reardon, which I didn't like, and then Death Wish 4. I like Charles Bronson. Anyways, I did that, and then I remember we were supposed to be on guard duty for standby guard duty, and we didn't have guard duty. We had standby guard duty, which means we had to stay in the barracks. If someone didn't show up, they'd come to us, and we'd have to perform guard duty. Well, my one friend, Garth, I want to say Garth Brooks, and Garth Adkins. Not Garth Brooks either. He's too famous. He said, why don't we go see a movie, go to the mall and blow this off? I said, all right, let's go. So we went to go see The Great Outdoors. I'll never forget that, because we could have gotten into serious trouble if they were calls on guard duty. We weren't there. But he was saying we'd get in big trouble for doing this. Okay. I didn't know any better. I thought, what the hell? So I went to see The Great Outdoors, and we went shopping at the mall and stuff. It was awesome. You know, and then I remember I bought a handful of movies and stuff like that, like the Old Family Opera, and bought some other movies and stuff like that. And I remember we rented the VCR. I remember seeing 2 of the Herschel Gordon Lewis movies, 2000 Maniacs and Gore Girls. Those were great movies. And then, you know, coming home from Fort Gordon, Georgia, I was down like 135 pounds. I could run that 2 miles in 13 minutes 45 seconds. I was in really good shape. I was full of energy, and I remember being home for like 19 days, and the old house we had. I remember getting up on Saturday morning, like around 11 o'clock, and then just running down the steps and seeing the Phantom of the Opera, and how much I enjoyed that. And Old Silent One with Lon Chaney. That's a really good movie. I mean, people don't think about silent movies anymore, but there's some good ones out there. I have a handful of them, and they're pretty cool. The ones I've seen. Sometimes they can't be, but you know. But that's about that. I'm trying to think. I remember going to Germany. We had a plane. I remember seeing the movies we saw on the plane was Shoot to Kill and Rent a Cop. I already seen Rent a Cop like 3 or 4 times. I saw it at the theater, then my dad rented it. We saw 2 or 3 times there, and it was the edited version of Rent a Cop. I knew exactly everything they cut out of it. I liked Rent a Cop. A lot of people didn't. Shoot to Kill was good. I barely remember the movie. And I remember coming home from Germany, my 2-year stay in Germany. I remember seeing a skit like 4 or 5 months before flying home, and they had like Dana Carvey doing a Johnny Carson impersonation. He was talking about seeing the movie Joe vs. Volcano on the plane. This is when I was in the barracks. I was by myself. My roommate was gone at the time. I said, that'd be weird if, I was just thinking to myself, that'd be weird if they showed that on the plane while I was flying home. And guess what they showed on the plane while I was flying home? Joe versus Volcano. And he was saying what a lousy movie was, and I didn't like it either. And then they also showed the Woody Allen movie, Crimes and Misdemeanors, which I liked. But it was really a serious movie. You know, I thought now it's more of a comedy. But I thought it was made too serious to be shown on a plane. I remember after 2 years of being in Germany, I remember coming home and I remember everybody applauding and stuff like that when they hit the ground. That was awesome. I'm trying to think. And there's other stories about movies and stuff like that I remember. I remember there was a time in Germany where we had to deliver communications. Well, I worked on communication equipment. We had to deliver like these top secret like little thing to paper back and forth when the things were down. And then I was on 12-hour duty because I'd be 12 hours on, 12 hours off. I remember I went to see Phantasm 2 at the theater. That was awesome. And there's lots of other great movies I've seen. I'll probably talk about more on a later video. Until then, Legion. Take care of my Legion. I gotta remember how to do that, right? Take care. Oh, and by the way, got something else to show. This little statue here. This is, it says, these are from the Give Me a Break series. Okay. It says, levity's the lift when gravity's the drag, so give me a smile and give me a break. Laugh it up with our new line of fun, clever, and creative characters showing the lighter side of everyday life. Doug Harris is an American sculptor with a one-of-a-kind collection of laughable and delightful character creations. He studied art in his home state of Michigan and now lives in Texas with his wife and kids. His stylized characters reflect his unique sense of humor while depicting everyday situations. And this right here is Sally Sizzle. Sally Sizzle is one hot mama. She exercises regularly, goes to the tanning parlor, and causes all the men's heads to turn and take a second look. No young chick can hold a candle to Sally's good looks or dazzling personality. See you show right there.
Take care, my Legion, take care.